Are we live? Yes, we are. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Hello and happy Sunday.
Yes.
So today I have our usual guest, Dungeon Master Eli. Pew pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
And I have my lovely fiance and mastermind of this channel. It's Sarah, ruler of
Hi.
unicorns and gecko mama.
Yes.
Hey, August. Good to see you.
What up, August?
Hi, people. Nice to meet you.
So
Yeah.
today we are 3 people, and the reason why is because today we are going to be making a map for Zartheria, and basically the idea is Sarah will be making a map using Incarnate, but she will need to focus a bit. So Eli and I will do the talking, and we will kind of like multitask.
Yeah.
So we'll hop between doing stuff on World Anvil while also drawing a map.
It's cute that you say that I'm gonna, make a map. Yeah, I will make a map, but I can tell you that it's probably not gonna be finished. I don't think so. It takes
I
a
don't
long
expect
time.
it to be.
No,
I
that's
don't
cool.
expect it to be.
Okay, yeah. So I guess let's go, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So, I mean, the very first thing we need to do, right, is the Hellbite, right?
No. The absolute first thing is where's the land?
We don't know.
Well, you guys can't see my screen, but you should look at the
Oh.
Twitch.
We're
and you
looking
can
at the
see
stream.
it. Yeah, you can see it beneath me. So right now there is only ocean, so that's the
Mhm.
biggest thing. Or are you?
And on the left, along the left edge of the map, there should be a big river of lava.
Okay.
That's the Hellbite.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do.
And then
some...
the only thing we know other than that is that there are some islands here and there
some islands here and there. Okay. Yeah.
between the mainland and the Hellbite.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys, I guess, get started, and I'll just sit and play. I
Mm.
guess.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really cool. So I'm going to have a stream where I go through Incarnate and how you can use it and stuff. So that's something we're gonna take another time, just so you guys know. But I'm gonna teach you guys to sit with Incarnate because it's amazing. So, and
Sounds
I'm not
great.
being paid to say that. I actually do think so.
If they want to pay us, they're more than welcome.
Yes.
Awaiting your sponsorship.
Yeah, exactly. I would say, I don't know about you, Eli. Oh, I actually like this one.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, I'm into that.
You have the little like half island out to the west there. That could be the. You could modify it to be a couple of islands instead, and that could be where. I gotta bring up World Anvil to remember what we called stuff. World Anvil. Is that there? Yeah, perfect.
Oh, and also, I cannot see the chat, so if anybody has something they want to ask me, then you guys have to read it out
Yep.
to me. Cool.
Yeah. So far, it's just August who has said that slap down some earth, and see what sticks.
I read that as ERF, and I was like, "What the hell is ERF?"
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out as well, and I was just like, earth, I guess. And then, oh, earth.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get it. Oh man, I had a font of inspiration for Fat Joe the other night
Yeah, Fat Joe.
for names.
Something Fat Joe?
Hey, Cape Satan, welcome. Good to see you.
Yes,
Who's
Satan.
Fat Joe?
Huh?
Fat Joe is the innkeeper for
Ew.
the Dashing Bandits. Was it?
Okay,
right?
yeah. I didn't catch the entire remainder of the stream last time, so I think there's a
Oh yeah,
confusion.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Uh, so I don't remember if you were. I don't remember if you were there for when we changed the name of the settlement to Woodsmoke. I think you
Yes.
were.
I was.
You were there for that, yeah. And then we have an inn called the Sprinting Bandit. Which is it has pretty high historic value because it's the very first building in Woodsmoke,
Okay.
proper building. As a matter of fact, the town of Woodsmoke was founded upon the completion of said inn. That's when it stopped being, "Hey Goose, welcome."
What up, Goose?
Goose.
I don't think I said hi to
that's-
Satan either. What up, Satan?
Yep. So basically, like when that inn was built, it stopped being a camp and started being a town.
Nice.
And to celebrate that, they have the skull of the bandit leader hanging above the door,
That is badass.
and like there are decorations along the inn with like one of the bandits' boots and one of the bandits' swords and stuff like that. And in the middle of the first floor, there's a big hole in the floor with railings around. Below is the training area for mercenaries. If we are keeping the Woodsmoke name, at least for now, we'll see. Let's say it's a placeholder. But yeah, so below is a training area for mercenaries, but also there's a fighting ring there where mercenaries can enter to fight and potentially win some money and have some betting going on and stuff like that. And also this is like the main hub for mercenary work. There's like a bulletin board where you can post job requests.
Nice.
So for players, this kind of serves as this is the inn you want to go to if you want an adventure hook.
Yeah.
Spoon fed to you, basically.
I feel like it's gonna really coming to life. I feel it, I smell it, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy with that.
And the innkeeper is one of the original mercenaries who took out the bandits.
Right.
And his placeholder name is Fat Joe. Buddy, welcome.
Hey, buddy.
Buddy.
What's up? Yeah, that island making is super, super cool. That's one of my favorite things to do on it personally.
Oh, this is awesome.
This coast.
So if I remember correctly, we talked about the fire people. I don't remember the name we gave them.
We're talking about the Zolists?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, how was
think we got it.
there? If you just run that past me and for the stream as well, what different types of
Biomes?
yeah, exactly, that's the word. Thank you. I was like, biology? No.
Well, that's one of the things I was thinking that we would talk about today. Coming up with, like 2 weeks ago, August had a great suggestion to come up with like a chart of how, like percentages, what types of biomes are there, and how
Yeah.
much of each type and stuff like that. So
I just got my notes too, and I think the collective name for like the Zolist people was the Zolini. I don't know if we stuck with that.
oh yeah, Zoleni. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, like the Zoleni had like we said 4 or 5 islands that they lived on off the west coast.
Oh,
So I was thinking about that that island on the west that was there before.
this
Yeah,
is,
there straight to the left of where you have your mouse now.
Yeah, that should be an island.
No, the little one, further left. Even further. There you go. Oh no, that one. Yeah. If we could split that into like 4 or 5 small islands,
Well, if you
or add
if
maybe
you-
that's one of them, and we can add a couple more.
Yeah, the question is how big are we talking? Because this is a very big map. It can be a very big map, but it's very important to just think that through first. Because you can always resize the map in Incarnate afterwards, but it's just good to know, like, is this gonna be, I don't know if it's seen, is this gonna be the main island? Then it's gonna be a problem because you have a lot of
No.
space right around here. So I would just say maybe we can create an island from this one.
Yeah. August is saying, as I watch this, my strategy brain is thinking of where to build a kingdom, and I fully
Yeah.
agree, and that's actually usually how I tend to try to like. Usually, I like to, when I draw maps, I like to just do it completely blank, no cities, towns, anything, and then kind of look at like where are the rivers going, because most likely towns will be near rivers or lakes or something similar.
Exactly.
And just like you said, strategic. Yeah, exactly. Goose also said, just got to see where the rivers are first. And basically, like, use that to kind of determine where to put things. Yeah, so the 5 islands are basically like 5 islands clustered pretty close together that becomes almost like one big island.
Okay, yeah. So I can just separate these places here to become islands, basically, right? And we have a mainland here,
sure.
or do you want it even another way?
I don't know. Like,
What do you think?
I think in my head, yeah. What do you think, Eli?
I don't know. That makes sense to me. Just kind of like you were talking about separating this landmass over here. I mean, and at the end of the day, you can always go back and put down more earth if we feel like we're running out. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
The thing in my head, the map we're drawing now is a continent.
Yeah.
And the only thing we know where it is this little like 5 island area,
Fucking
which is
flying.
pretty small. Or no. Yeah, so why don't we just start with let's just name a bunch of different types of biomes. And I will write some of them down.
Cool. Badlands is always the first one that comes to mind for me for this world.
What's it called?
Badlands.
It's all Badlands.
It's all Badlands.
Okay, so bad. We also had mountains, deserts. I'm just going off of what August is writing here. Tundras.
You have different kinds of steppes. I think it's called that, or savanna.
Yeah.
And prairie lands. You have. You also have deserts, but like in Jackbox that we learned, there are different kinds of deserts. It's not
Doesn't have
just
to be a
warm.
hot desert.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What about like marshes? What about like poison swamps?
Yes.
I have that in my world. Spoiler alert.
Uh-oh.
I have that in my world as well. We also have. Oh, he is really throwing them out here. Swamp,
Thanks, bro.
boglands. All right, like swamp / boglands.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle. Ocean. Trench. What other kind of biomes are we missing? We're missing temperate.
True, because we've already talked about some forests in the past. So yeah, there'd probably be some temperate but deadly forests.
Oh yeah, forest. I'll write that as a separate one.
Tight.
Now I'm just going down the list in my head from like different encounter tables from D&D.
Yeah.
Like grassland.
How do we feel about subterranean areas, Underdark, that sort of thing? Is
I
that something
always
you do later, maybe?
I'd like to have them often because at least when you play D&D, so much of it is just so much of it is just like there's so much you can get from Underdark.
Yeah.
But I often have a hard time finding like a good natural way to place it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of how you can map that too. Oh, damn, August has some really cool ideas down here. He says shallow seas, acid lakes, frozen jungles, cactus forest, that sounds sick, mushroom jungle. I'm crazy about mushroom jungle.
What about fjords?
Yes.
Remind me what a fjord is?
Oh,
I know
basically,
it, but I forgot it.
Norway.
Yeah, Norway has a lot of them. It's basically where you have like the coastline and the lake or sea is really deep near the edge, and then gets more and more shallow as you get further out.
Right. Okay. Got it.
It comes from a lot of. It's coming from the Ice Age and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
With the ice was super when it started to. I don't know the words, whatever. But there were big chunks of ice that just cut through the landscape and created these big, massive ships of mountains and stuff.
That's super cool.
It's amazing. You can also have what's it called? I know it in Swedish, Marianagraven.
Yeah, that's deep ocean trench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mariana Trench is what it's
Right.
called in English.
Oh, it is. I'm so scared of saying the drug name.
Marijuana Trench.
Yeah. That's what
That's a different thing.
Okay, yeah, that has to be in the world now, the marijuana trench.
That's not what we meant. Oops. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a deep sea trench with stoners.
Yeah. Oh God. Boo.
So bad,
We'll do a
so
party
bad.
Of like 5 alchemists that go down there to harvest ingredients. It's going to be a good time.
That's true. Oh God.
Living
That
desert?
trench is my basement, says Goose.
Oh wait, weren't you from the Netherlands? Because in that case, I kind of understand. I don't know.
In a way, it would have been really funny if Satan said that it was in his basement. Blue Holes, Crystal Mountain, Iron Forest,
Blue Holes?
Flesh Hills, Iron Forest.
Flesh Hills? Oh, Iron Forest sounds sick, dude.
Especially considering what we talked about with nature reclaiming modern civilization.
That
So what if it's like an old junkyard?
I could see
Like
junkyard.
this
I could even see
massive
like
junkyard.
yeah,
No, continue.
I could see that plus like so at some point just when everything was like superheating and melting and like cooling and melting and cooling and melting, I could even see like how maybe some of the ores and the different elements and stuff in the atmosphere may have even like created mountain-esque formations of like different minerals and metal and stuff. So I could even see a combination of the two where it's like, here's a bunch of pieces of old civilization, and then also nature kind of took its toll and twisted them into like different new things.
Yes.
Yeah, just like August said, trash islands exist in real life.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, this.
Oh,
Sounds
so
cool.
what if it is a massive landfill?
Oh, that's cool.
An
That's
island
really
of
cool.
trash island is what I'm gonna write.
That is awesome. I might appropriate Flesh Hills for some of my homebrew stuff in the future because I feel like there's so much to work with there.
Yeah, sounds so fucking nasty though.
It sounds so gross, but I mean, there's got to be some fucked up hell realm or something that's had something like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, so
Damn it,
this is
fire.
how it looks like right now. I don't know. Input.
It's looking good. I'm liking it.
Let me
Rivers
see.
and stuff are gonna come later.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
Yeah.
But do you want this piece of land to be a little bit smaller, or is this fine?
I kind of like it the way it is. I'm always starting to consider, like, we talked about the Hellbite being on the western edge. What if it's on the southern edge or northern edge? Like,
Yeah. I don't think that would really impact anything we've done so far, so I'm cool with that. And I like how this looks too.
oh yeah, have it on the northern edge, and then the Long Island,
What was it
not
called?
not Zartheria. XAR.
I got it. Boom.
Okay.
And chat, you can ensure that I save because if you want to, you just hit exclamation point in the chat and then you write save and enter. Then it's a reminder for us. So just do that. We don't want the evil corgis to eat up our work. Never know.
That's awesome. This one, August had a really good idea too. Trash dragon. There could totally be a trash dragon that inhabits the Iron Forest. That's one of the coolest things I've heard.
Oh my god, yes. So cool. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, what did you guys say specifically? So, if I try, this is how I usually go about it. I'm not doing it completely. It's not set in stone yet, but I usually just make sure that I grab a couple of pencils and just draw some sort of biome, and then I'll push out the stuff over that. But so you were talking about what did you say? Hellish landscape first, right?
Yeah, so we have the Hellbite, which is basically just in the middle of the sea. There's this mountain range that has been basically because the earth was dug up on each side of this huge lava river.
Yeah. So where?
It would be along one of the edges of the map. Currently, I'm kind of leaning towards the north.
Yeah.
I was too, yeah.
Because those islands up there, I kind of like those for the Seleni.
Me too. coming together.
Yeah.
Yes, my master plan.
So I guess like the edge of the map is just straight up lava.
Yeah. Hey, what up? Tales around the tavern fire.
Yay!
Kids around the tavern fire. Welcome.
Whoop whoop.
Also, I'm seeing there's a lot of talk about doing is it lava or magma. I can never remember the difference. Is it lava when it's hard and magma when it's molten?
Yeah, I think
No.
so.
I
Or
think that's right.
Eh.
Huh?
I dropped out of high school. Stay in school,
Magma.
kids.
Yeah, do it.
Magma. Magma is molten rock that is underground. Lava is molten rock that breaks through the surface.
Oh,
Okay,
So this would be lava,
I guess
because it's on the surface.
it's magma that came up and became lava.
Precisely.
it grew up. Woo.
But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of talk in chat about world building their worlds as well.
Yeah,
And
go
on that note, I wanted to tell you guys about the surprise, which is I am currently working on a questionnaire, which you guys will be able to fill out. It's got a couple of questions about like some basic info about your worlds and settings and stuff. And for those of you who want help to brainstorm, you can send those to me, and we can do like a half-hour segment or something where we bring you guys on the show to talk about your world for a little bit. It's still in the early stages. I'm open for feedback regarding anything about this stream, really.
I'm super excited about that personally. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
because-
say there are people that are not comfortable with them being on camera and voice. So how do you approach that? That's my question.
That is a good question. First of all, I'm not going to have them on camera, mostly because it's going to be too awkward setting it up.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But having voice, unfortunately, I kind of feel like it's going to be kind of necessary, because we will need the response from the person that we're helping.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we could have it in chat, but with a delay and stuff, it could be. We won't get as much done as we would if the person is talking on Discord.
That was my thought too. It'd be kind of slow and choppy, and if we have voice, it's more conversational and natural.
Because the idea isn't that we're going to make it for said person. We're just going to help brainstorm.
Exactly.
And I don't even think that anybody wants someone else to do it for them, because then you just get a finished world.
Yeah, it's not your world anymore.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry for taking up time for that, but
No,
I think it's
don't worry about it.
Necessary question.
It's all good.
I'm also going to, real quick, I threw together a little short summary. We are going to make a Nightbot command for this, but in the meantime, I will pretend to be Nightbot and just copy paste.
Yeah.
I can't because it's more than 500 characters.
Well,
So I will send. Let's go like that, and then I will send another one with the rest. Oops. Clicked. There we go. So there's a short summary of the basic fundamentals of this world.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you're gonna help somebody in chat? Or what's happening?
Right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm just waiting.
What's happening is what's happening is that we are talking about the different biomes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you like to go about deciding how large a biome should be? This question is for either of you.
Eli?
That is a good question. So, me personally, it's usually easier with stuff like this to start with, like, what is the most prominent, memorable thing that everybody knows about? So, if there is a huge stretch where it's just like lava mountains, start with the lava mountains, build out from there.
Yeah.
If it's like a big lava lake, start with the lava lake, and then build out from the lake until you fill up the continent.
Yeah.
So, I would think what's the biggest and most prominent feature?
Hmm. Well, I guess the Hellbite is the biggest prominent feature.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Is this the Hellbite in that case? I don't know. I just chose an island and went ham on it.
Yeah, that's great. Basically, I guess what we have established. I'm gonna sneak over to you real quick so I can show you on the screen.
Yeah. We live in the same house.
I do not.
Oh,
Hi,
you
guys.
I
don't?
live on another continent.
So basically the Hellbite goes all the way along this edge of the map.
What the hell? You didn't say
I did multiple times.
No, you didn't say it like that. Okay. Okay. So you want it all the way there?
Yeah, it's just like a giant river of lava with like mountains dividing it from the sea.
Yeah, August. There's
Uh-huh.
plenty of dangerous stuff around the lava rivers. Absolutely. I think that's one of the things we're eventually going to get into as well. After we sort of get these biomes laid down.
Okay.
What's going to inhabit those biomes? How far out from their respective biomes do they go, if they do? Yeah. I mean, even if you want to like start thinking of things that might inhabit some of those places, I'm all for it. I got stuff bouncing around all day, so
But they want this.
we've talked about lava trolls already, which would be super sick. So there's a whole stuff that inhabit those.
So. Is that not what you meant?
No,
Okay. I don't know what you mean, so please
I just mean
explain.
imagine your
Tails ran the town crier. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but dude, thanks for checking out our stream last night. We had a good inaugural stream here on Geekier Night, so yeah, it was super cool to see you guys there.
So-
Almost lost another player, not quite,
Okay.
but you do what you can.
The edge of the map is the Hellbite.
Okay. Och det ska sitta ihop med de här grejerna, eller?
It's not land per se. It's just a big ass trench in the middle of the sea with lava.
Oh.
Yeah, what are you building, Goose? I want to know too.
Ja, nej men jag läser något. Sorry, Chad,
Sorry,
everybody. I'm sorry.
I had to take my headphones off because otherwise I hear myself.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Eh, Stall, Eli.
Oh, keep going. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, Goose, you're working on one of your kingdom's crime syndicates. That sounds freaking cool, dude. I love doing stuff like that. Is it like, the Undergrove? That is super cool.
Oh, that
So-
sounds so cool.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. It sounds pretty shifty and underhanded. Is it, is this like kind of your traditional organized crime sort of thing? Are they like moving contraband? Are they doing assassinations? It's read by a Rakshasa. That's cool. That's super cool. That's pretty intimidating.
I'm just thinking about Skyrim. Why am I thinking about Skyrim? I don't know.
I feel
Rakasa?
it.
I remember them from what? Are they in D&D? Maybe they are.
Yes.
D&D, yeah, it's like a tiger person, I think, right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's a tiger with reverse hands that can transform. He was a pretty prominent villain in Critical Role, for instance.
Oh, now I
dang
got
it.
it. Oh, okay, cool.
That's awesome. I actually got a mod on. I'm doing a modded Skyrim playthrough right now, and I added a whole bunch of monsters and stuff. And one of them is basically a Rakshasa. It's by a different name, but it's like a big, buffed out, roid ragey Khajiit. Oh, this one's a panther. That's cool.
Ah.
Fiends based on Asian mythology. That's super awesome. Yeah, I have this. Basically, it's like Khajiit cousins, kinda. But they're like these roaming skooma dealers. And if you get too close, they'll like get mad and try to rob you and stuff. It's been a lot of fun. Get my ass kicked a couple times.
Okay.
Felines that infiltrate and corrupt. I mean, I see how that would go along with the organized crime theme that you got going for that. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I think we have figured it out.
Woo! Awesome.
I just have to add some land or some map. I don't know.
Do you have to put land down to put the lava texture on it? Is that what's going on?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, not
No, I
really.
didn't.
But I'm just
I know
thinking. I'm just thinking, like composition wise, it just burns my entire soul of just making something up here that's super important and that it's at the top of the map, and I'm like, no, I can't handle that. I'm sorry. It's the photographer in me. I'm like, no.
I understand, but the reason why it is like that is because that is why that is the edge of the map. Because according to the people, there's nothing beyond that.
Damn it. Okay, but we'll see if this works.
This is probably a map that somebody from this kingdom would have too. So yeah, that's the edge of the world. Of course, it's the edge of the map, even though
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense, and
Yeah.
even though it feels like there could be
Exactly.
something else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's fine. We can work
Because
with that.
according to people,
Oh,
the world was literally chomped in half. Half of the world was eaten.
oh, makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
So so that's why.
Okay, yeah, cool. So I'm cooking with gas now. Good, thank you.
Awesome.
Now you can go on.
Okay.
Meow Master. That's awesome. I'm gonna make a vaccine punk named Meow Master now. Since they Meow Meow.
Okay, so personally, the way that I've never thought about doing it the way that you do, or sort of, but the way that I've been doing it so far is basically just that I pull up the grid, and I roll like a D100 or something, and I mark like the same number of grid spaces on a map.
Oh,
Or that was basically how I did countries, borders, and stuff.
nice.
But I reckon it could work for biomes as well. That you just roll a die, and you start at one point, and then you just build out from that point, and that's how large that area is.
Cool. I like that.
I think yours is probably better, but maybe it's like if you're really at a loss, you can always just.
Ooh, the Ashlands. I don't know.
Sounds cool.
Ashland.
yeah, the like islands towards it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like nothing.
Ooh, that's
Some.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing shit here.
yeah.
I'm
'Cause
always in this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
last week, I think it was last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? We talked about the Zoleni, and they're the ones that live the closest to the Hellbite out of the communities. Although we compared their islands more to like Hawaii,
Yeah.
where it's like it's really luscious earth, great for farming, nice tropical weather. And that was a thought that struck me before when we talked about the Hellbite being on the northern border. It would be kind of cool to have that, because normally, conventionally, the further north you go, the colder it is in your conventional maps. What if it's the other way around?
Yeah.
Further north you go, the warmer it gets because it's closer to the lava.
Mm-hmm. Turn it on its head. I like it.
So, what do you guys think about this then? Is this better?
I like that.
Sure.
Cool.
I love these islands that are out there too, because so whether or not I'm trying to do it, I'm always in this mode of like, oh, this could be a campaign, this could be a campaign. I'm even thinking like, whether they're from the mainland or from the Zolini Isles, I could see this campaign sort of reminiscent of, what is it, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, that Chronicles of Narnia book, where it's pretty much just like an island hop sort of thing. I could totally see a campaign or an arc going to the Ashlands, and either it's like we don't know what's out here, or we have this consensus that everybody believes that there's nothing, and it's just like barren, and like and there could be like crazy monsters and underground places.
Yes.
It could even be like a treasure hunt kind of thing where like this amazing pirate captain had
Lava
all
pirates.
this booty.
Lava pirates. Damn. That's so
Love it.
badass.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah. Like, it's a question of like, we all know the treasure is on this island. We don't know exactly where on the island, but the issue is how do we get there?
Right.
Without
And it might
burning
require
up.
some island hopping. Like maybe he has some stuff that he left on other islands to help you reach the island with the treasure.
Okay, campaign number 3 right here. There it is.
We're running out of time here. We don't have enough
Maybe
time.
the goose says maybe you venture too far into the Ashland and it leads to the Shadowfell.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, that's basically what people think, or rather than the Shadowlands, people think that you'll end up in like Avernus or something like that.
yeah.
You'll end up in hell.
Right.
Oops.
Pretty cool.
Sorry, guys.
Oops.
These are some personal items from my campaign, but we cannot use some of them, so... But there we go.
No.
Alright. Sorry. Alright.
Come. Do you mind if I explode the overlay for a second?
Yeah,
I
for a
got
second.
blurry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ah,
Whoa.
There we go.
how dare
Everything's
you!
on fire. Oh, we're fine. Earthquake. Okay, we're good.
Wow, I mistimed that so bad.
I was watching it. That was so damn funny.
I was trying to do the Star Trek.
Ooh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I love the lava mountains.
Mordor over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of get a Mordor-esque vibe.
Yeah,
I like it.
that is so cool.
So if we're still going with what we talked about before, the mountains here should cover basically the entire edge of that landmass.
Mm-hmm.
Doing it. Watch me do it.
And
There we
Incarnate's
go.
gotten so much cooler and more fleshed out since the last time I used it. That is
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they've been updating a lot lately.
They
That's
do
so
battle
hot.
maps and all of that, and in my in my campaign that's gonna stream shout out of champions and demons. Well, on my when I'm the DM, I'm going to use a lot of maps from Incarnate. So another shout out.
I gotta get back in there myself.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've done my own fantasy homebrew. I've taken a slight
Been a
break from it,
while.
but oh man, I gotta get back in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I kind of like the idea of maybe one of the islands further down being one of the trash islands.
Yeah. That makes the most sense.
I'm thinking, while we let Sarah continue with this, why don't we keep talking a little bit about wood smoke?
Cool.
My thought when it came to that part of world building, this world, was that I was going to try to structure it up a little bit. So basically, my idea is that we should write down, rather than, making a building and making it fully and then making another building.
Right.
Maybe we should come up with a couple of buildings that we need to have.
Okay.
That way we have a little bit more of a direction.
Sure. By that, do you mean like buildings that it's necessary to the settlement for this to be here? It's a staple of like this whole thing we got going here. Is that what you're saying? Okay, yeah.
It either things that are necessary for the area, or things that are necessary for the purposes of the campaign.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Because all those little things, even I feel like when a DM takes this and if they decide to run a campaign in this world, all those little extra flavor places. I mean, I do it even when I'm doing pre-written adventures. I'll just add shit in because it's so easy just to be like, oh yeah, there's a potion shop here, there's a coffee shop here, something like that. But yeah, if we have those mainstays, I think you're right on the money because that's like the hubs of where all the important stuff is going to flow around. Yeah.
I was watching some videos about world building. I think this particular one was Brennan Lee Mulligan talking to Matt Mercer about world building, and he said something there that I really felt like, man, I should take that to heart. His trick is basically he makes just enough prepared stuff to give him the information he needs to improvise.
Yes. I love that. That is perfect. That's what I do pretty much every time I sit down at the table. I think that's great.
And in a way, wood smoke is almost, if you go by that measurement, wood smoke is almost done. Yeah. You got your inn, you got your innkeeper, you got the watchtower.
We have the important factions.
You have important factions. And you have like the mayor of the town, which is also kind of like the main law enforcement of the town.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I almost feel like we can kind of leave wood smoke.
Yeah. Cool.
And we could make another city.
Do you want to do Aquia?
And this time,
or...
Sure. We can do Aquia.
Awesome.
So, here we go. Settlement. Aqueous. Aqueous? What do we think?
Aqueous God, Aquia the city.
Right. Wow, that looks weird in writing. Of the Church of Aqueous.
Right.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Welcome.
Is that one of my esteemed
Yes, it's
players?
damned Mark.
Yay! He's going to be in my campaign, just
Woo!
as everybody knows.
wait to
Whoop, whoop. Nice to meet
Yeah.
ya.
We have a new person here, so I will once again copy paste.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hi and welcome.
So I feel like there would be multiple cathedrals in Aquia. Multiple, maybe just depending on how big the city is, maybe more local ones in like the individual communities and stuff. But there's absolutely got to be the one Vatican-esque.
Yeah, that's like in my. I wrote down cathedral because I was like, there's a bunch of churches and then there's a cathedral, but
Yeah.
maybe there's a bigger word for it. I don't know much about religion.
Yeah, but let Eli talk.
much.
He knows.
I know too
Yeah.
much, so we'll make up the difference. So yeah, no, I think cathedral would be the best way to put the grand one, probably, unless we can come up with something better.
Grand Cathedral.
Grand Cathedral, there it is. There it is. I like the word basilica. I know that's like totally stealing it out of like Italy and stuff. I don't know. We could probably even come up with like a lore name for it that's not even one that's in use in our world.
Yeah.
Maybe another placeholder situation. But that
Awesome.
yeah, that's straight up that's got to be like the most defining feature of this city. You could probably see the cathedral itself over the walls of the city for sorry, I was gonna say miles, kilometers and kilometers and kilometers on end.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah. So what other things do we have? We have
Water crime. There's got to be an underbelly of water crime. Otherwise, they wouldn't need those inquisitors to seek them out and punish them.
underbelly.
Black market water. That is tied for my favorite thing about this world, the whole black market water idea. That's so damn cool to me.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, that looks awesome, Sarah.
Thank you.
I haven't looked in a minute. That's great.
Yay.
I love how the words curve and everything.
Yeah.
yeah.
Super.
We need districts.
Districts. Yeah. So we spent a lot of time on what did we call them? Eclipseborn.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was
all of
so
those
awesome.
people. So, is there a district in the city where the Eclipseborn tend to gather, or is it something where it's mostly divided by economic class, and for one reason or another, more Eclipseborn would gravitate to one region or another?
The
Might
second
be
one
good.
sounds like it makes more sense in a way.
Sure. Yeah.
Uh, but basically, we're talking segregation. Either way.
Are we? I mean, I wasn't throwing that out necessarily, but if that's what we landed on as far as Eclipseborn, I'm still not 100% clear on like their place in society.
Me neither.
Okay.
I think where I landed was that they are basically segregated. Some people view them very highly, but
Okay.
most people view them lowly. Is that what we?
Got it. That sounds correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a suggestion as much as it was a question.
Yeah. I think that is what we landed on, and I think kind of the idea was just like you said, probably amongst most commonly with people. Yeah, it's weird, it's scary. Some of them have weird powers, whatever. But there are elements within society, such as somebody has suggested like astronomers and stuff like that. Wow, this is actually
Mhm.
really cool. You guys are great, and you're being treated unfairly. So, yeah, like we're friends, we're good. Um, I think that would kind of fit into that then. Like, I don't know if we want to take it as far as like, kind of like my mind went straight to like in Skyrim how Windhelm has the Grey Quarter. Where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, like you're literally not allowed to live anywhere else because this is how bad things are in society. Or is it something where, well, most of you being Eclipseborn, you're going to find it very, very hard to climb out of probably the semi-impoverished regions you were born in for those reasons you can't control.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it's how
that's
far-
kind of what I'm. That's kind of along the lines that I'm thinking that like
Okay.
the segregation is not an intentional one. It just
Yeah.
kind of happens because of like in our world, it's pretty common that certain types of people from different ethnicic.
Ethnicities.
Thank you. It's unfortunately not uncommon for them to end up in certain areas because of pre-made conceptions of them. They often have a harder time getting a job and therefore having to live in certain areas. Basically, wherever you go, it's there are those types of things anywhere, and so it feels like Eclipseborn would pretty naturally fall into that kind of role.
Yeah. Yeah, I like not going as hardline as like straight up like legal segregation.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something I want to get into.
No.
Plus, they have the whole like common state enemy of the Zolini. So if there was another element just right there within society, I feel like it would detract some of that animosity away. I think you're right on the money with this.
It could be really interesting also that it could be maybe that it's very like either or. So there's like a lot of Eclipseborn end up in this very poor district or whatever, but
Poor.
some of them are at the very top.
Right. Yep, I could see that happening. Maybe even some of the ones that get the more likable, socially acceptable traits, those ones could have an easier time rising up, and then the ones who get thrown to the wayside are the ones that people are just like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Somebody may be born really unearthly beautiful, kind of like an Azamar situation. Somebody else may look like fallen Azamar, where it's like, oh, you're gross, you're gray, you're kind of scary.
You're gross, you're gray, you're kind of scary. Ganja Master Eli 2021.
Damn it!
The girls is scary. I totally don't like you. Mm-mm.
I love it. Oh, that's so
now
good.
turn into the Valley Girl again.
Okay. Are there any other like important staples? Chat, what do you think? Are we missing something? We got Grand Cathedral and other churches. We got the Underbelly / Black Market, and we got districts. What else does the city of Aquia need? And I'm kind of guessing Aquia is one of the largest cities in the world, even.
It would have to be. I mean, it's the hub of the most powerful religion on the mainland, so. And do we feel like the Church of Aqueous is kind of the most powerful power structure, I guess, for lack of a better word, on this main part of the world? Is there a kingdom that rivals them? Is there another religion that rivals them?
That's perfect because August just wrote, "Remember sperm." I did watch that video afterwards, and it was really good.
What is that?
SPERM is an acronym. Social, political, economical, religious, military.
That is awesome, and I've never heard of that before, so I'm writing it down.
Same.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, Goose just wrote it down for us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so we've covered... I guess we've kind of covered, at the very least, we've covered the economic and the religious.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, we kind of covered the social aspect with the districts. So I think the political and military... as far as politics goes, this has got to be a theocracy, right?
Has to be. Has to be.
I cannot see it be anything other than a theocracy.
Yeah.
You have to help me out. What does mean?
Theocracy. A theocracy is an ideology that man should be ruled by God.
Oh, that's
so
because
a theocracy is a land ruled by
a theory.
The most religious person.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
The Grand Cathedral would probably also double as
what did you say, Eli?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying, yeah, in a theocracy, religion and state are just one entity smushed together.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. So I guess the Grand Cathedral is also like the Parliament House.
Yes.
Pretty much?
Yes. Because we've already talked about there's different factions, there's different groups within the religion, and those are always vying for power and playing their games. I even see...
and there you have your political parties. Yes.
Yeah.
Continue, sorry.
Throughout the city, you're fine. Deacons, bishops, cardinals, that sort of thing. Those could even be, because the city's huge, those could even be like the regional governors or mayors or what have you that control the different districts. It's literally just like cardinals of the church. Oh shit, dude.
Yes.
I'm so into this. Every time we talk about this, I get too excited.
Me too. That's why I keep interrupting you. I'm so sorry. I just get so excited.
It's okay. But if you do it again, I'm leaving the stream forever.
What? No! You can't say that against him. Oh my god. Because I'm sorry, he's not gonna hold it. I'm sorry, baby. I love you. But
I know. I love you too.
Just a question, map making wise. I feel like I'm
Mhm.
not done, maybe, but I'm kind of done right now with the map. If you look at it,
With that part of the map, yeah,
yeah,
it looks amazing.
yeah,
That is so cool, and I love. It's not what I said, but you added the little ashland there, and I love it.
Ah,
It's so
it's
cool.
great.
okay, cool. All
Are
right.
those little scrubby trees that are on there too?
Hmm? Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
Yeah.
what I
yeah,
saw?
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
amazing.
So how it's gonna be? You see that it's very pixelated right now. But if that's another good thing, I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you if you want to make it a little bit more like detailed map of that region, then you can just go into resize and then just mark whatever you want to have. And I'm just gonna show you guys so you can see this. Let's
Oh,
see.
no way.
Why does it not work? Confirm. Come on. Come on, Incarnate. There we go. Okay. Let's see. And then it might take some time. Well, not now because it's not that big yet, but
Is this making like a whole separate map based on
yes.
that?
Yes.
And now you see
Cool.
how much better it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then you can always, resize these trees and make them much smaller, or, so you can do all kinds of stuff. So it's really amazing. This tool has become so much better than it was at the first beta when I tried it out. I mean, makes sense, but this is really cool. So yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yay! All right,
And
so
chat's cracking it right now too.
huh?
They're talking about I think Goose is talking about his homebrew world. He's saying each city has a chamber, a political place, and they're comprised of chancellors. Each city is a gun, and their chambers are loaded, pew pew, loaded with the law. That's amazing.
And I love this because we've gotten discussions about multiple worlds going in chat.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was hoping this stream would be. It would be like a collective workshop,
Sorry.
brainstorming session for different worlds.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, just a question here. The lands around this here. Did you say that you wanted it a more Hawaii type of vibe?
Yeah, the you see the long-ish island
This one?
right under where it says sea. Yeah, that one.
That one?
No,
This
above
one.
it. Yeah, the three small one, and then there's a long one.
Yeah, that one.
I can't see where you're pointing because of the delay.
This one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm?
That one I think would be the Zolenes Islands,
Okay.
and yeah, just like taking inspiration from Hawaii, probably a really good idea.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Now I leave you guys to it.
Okay, so I feel like the most important thing with this city is the Grand Cathedral.
Yes, absolutely confirmed.
So why don't we start with that and create a cathedral?
Cool.
Dashboard. Building. And chat, feel free to join in on this as well. What's a good name for, like, the grand cathedral of Aqueous, and also basically the political house? The Burning Lands might send cinderstorms. Oh, that's cool. Grand Wet House.
God damn it. Home of the Sweaty Pope. Oh, that's good.
The moist
Grand
tide.
Wet House, home of the Wet Pope.
The moist tide. Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh boy.
Just a question though. The you guys were talking about the lands, the ones that are devoted to the fire thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that a place where it was hard to find water? In that case, it's not like Hawaii. I'm just saying. In that case, we're gonna have more of these kinds of mountains and stuff. Barren landscapes, basically.
Well, most places are in most places it's hard to find water, but
because I remember you guys were
it's more
talking
like
about.
Texas.
Yeah, well, I remember you guys were talking about more like, like Texas maybe. Yeah, I'm not super inversed in that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I live right next to it.
Oh yeah, you do.
Would
That's
the
cool.
Zelenium people even, would they be more suited to hotter climates like this with all their fire worship and stuff? Maybe they don't even need like as much water as the other people would. So maybe it's not as big of a deal for them.
Could be.
Yeah.
Australia, yeah, that's a good example.
Oh yeah, Australia. Yeah.
Australia.
Australia.
All right. So this cathedral, current location, Aquia. Construction date. We don't have time yet. We should do that at some point. Ruler/owner. We'll get back to that once we've created the Wet Pope.
Never gets old. Never gets old. That's gonna make me laugh every time.
Uh-huh.
Alternative names: the Water Closet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. The water closet.
Purpose. Let's see. We said serves.
What happened? We got a new follower. Yay! What happens in
Hey.
the dungeon? Hi and welcome.
Thank you for following.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I mean,
What? That was you?
it's what happens in the dungeon, yeah.
It is.
I made one for...
Oh well, thank you. We need it, so. Whoop, whoop.
So is Aqueous all water or ocean or fresh water? That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I kind of like the idea of Aqueous being water. So it could also be Aqueous could also be steam. Aqueous could also be ice. It can be seawater. It can be fresh water. It could be bog water. And he can, like, I can see in front of me like these little, storage stories you tell your kids to make them behave, like,
Yeah.
now you go to bed on time, or Aqueous will turn your water into bog water,
Oh God. Oh, that's brilliant.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Or he will make you pee ice, or something like that.
Ow!
You know, like these crazy ass things that you hear as a kid, like watching too much TV gives you square eyes and that kind of stuff. And if you make a face, you might get stuck.
Mm-hmm. It's still human. I'm really, really a fan of that. Bog water.
So the purpose of the cathedral is to serve as a house of parliament
Mm-hmm.
and worship. But let's be honest, it's mostly political.
At the end of the day, yeah. Absolutely. I could see even probably there's big cultural events that will happen at it. Like when there's, I always go back to the Vatican because this is basically the Hydro Vatican.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's probably big spectacle events where like, hey, like when, for example, the biggest one, when there's a new sweaty pope. Yeah, like when he's
Sweaty Pope.
Yeah, like when he's inducted, there's a parade and he's brought down and all of the cardinals are there and there's like fireworks or the equivalent thereof. Maybe there's like water fireworks. That's cool. But yeah, all these kinds of like cultural, religious, all political tied together events. Yeah, it could be
I love it.
A cultural sense.
Also, Goose came up with a pretty cool name: the Halls of Revitalization.
It makes sense. Everything had to come back up from the ashes. Rebirth is probably a huge, huge cultural meme in this world. That's brilliant. August said, "Sweaty Pope is when the gods don't respond to the prayers."
Yes.
Oh, gosh darn. Not again.
It's like, gods, hear me out. Getting nervous.
Oh, that's good.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Mean. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna say it, but you're right.
Yeah. It's one of those jokes where we don't say anything because we don't need to. No, don't be sorry, Goose. It was funny. We're just not going to say it out loud.
It's funny because it was accurate, but we're also not going to read it off. I see you.
What was I thinking of? Okay, yeah, because I actually I just had an idea for a name, but I think I like Halls of Revitalization better.
Well, what's yours?
Mine was the Hydrokin. So it's like a Hydro Vatican.
Okay, so for this, I agree with you that I also like Halls of Revitalization better, but you should hang on to that because the Hydrokin could be something like the first thing that popped up into my head was the Church of Aqueous' version of religious law, 10 Commandments, Sharia, all that sort of stuff. The Hydrokin could be their codified set of laws.
It could also be the name of the wet pope.
He could be. He could be the Hydrokin. Yeah, I could see it.
That could be his title.
And it could be, it could also, just another Pope situation. Like, maybe he, either he comes in with his own name or his family name or something, or it's something like where he's given a new Aquean name. But yeah, like Hydrokin X, Hydrokin Y.
Yes.
This era.
Yes.
I like that.
I'm writing it down. Hydrokin? Sure.
Goose said Hydrokin could also be the group of the highest echelon of priests.
Yeah?
Maybe we should have...
Maybe that's the leader of each faction.
Oh, I like that. So there's Yeah. I feel like we could even have, whether it's like we set down 15 minutes during the stream, or if it's just like, hey, here's one of our goals for a future stream. I feel like just brainstorming names that's like water plus religion, and we could just have a pool of things to choose from as we come up with these different concepts and stuff.
Mm.
That's really cool. I like all of it.
Yeah.
How would you spell hydrogen?
I don't know.
Hydro. I wrote it as hydro and then CEN. I
CEN?
don't know.
I'm just writing it out to see what it looks like.
Yeah. I don't know if I like the way it looks.
This is like one of my love-hate things with world building, because I honestly love to do it, because when it comes out right, it comes out right. It's just I can spend so many hours on doing this sometimes, just writing stuff out in different ways to see what looks best.
Oh, sorry. I just have a phone call, so I'll do
Yeah,
that.
it's okay.
You good?
Goose says that sounds like they are related to Hydrakin.
Ha! Nice. That's
Good
that's
one.
a conspiracy that all the leaders of the church are actually hydras. They're all lizard people.
Mm.
Um,
That's a cool pope. August.
Oh, I didn't see that. The cool pub is the other. Whoa. Damn, that's cool. Yeah. Hey, can you leave, please? Okay. Tilla out.
Hey, excuse me, you're kind of harsh on my mellow here. Could you just like chill over there for? Thanks.
Just like cool it with the pillaging. Bring it down.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to impose.
Let's see. Architecture. I like the idea of it being very gothic.
Oh, undoubtedly, yeah.
Like extremely gothic.
Totally. It's just
New conqueror who dis.
That's awesome. You up?
History.
Yeah, I get all the vibes from the Gothic architecture. That's from day one. That's how I've seen this city.
Yeah. Oh, what if, like, part of the history of this was that there was this huge flood that wiped out an entire city, but there was one building still standing after the flood.
That's good.
Which technically wasn't true because it was a ruin still, but it was intact enough that they could just rebuild it.
Yep. I mean, but when you're retelling the story,
but when you're retelling the story, it's like Aqueous saved. Yeah.
The apple orchards out back were still there, and they bore fruit. Yeah, totally.
Cough, cough,
Yeah.
Bible, cough, cough. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Oh, no,
It's
this feels believable. That's the thing. It's like, oh, this religion could probably exist in our world. Like, if some things had turned out differently. I like
Hell
it.
yeah. The halls. I think that's what they call it. That's like an alternative name. The halls.
Yes. Totally, yeah. Sort of a colloquialism, yeah. Do you think the flood is viewed as a positive thing, a negative thing, or kind of both, kind of dual edged that happened? Like, did the flood put out the fires that were left by the sundering of the world, or did Aqueous punish all of these heathens and heretics and stuff, or was it both?
Both of them are good. Both of them are good.
Aqueous giveth and Aqueous taketh away. Wow, that was a tongue twister for some reason.
What if Aqueous had to create this flood to put out the fires, and he had to use so much energy for that he could only save one thing.
Oh, damn.
And so he told people to gather in this church,
Right.
as many as they could fit and as many as they could. And he used the last remaining bit of his power to protect that specific building. And
Yeah.
only the people who were pious enough to listen to him were the ones who survived.
Straight up Noah's Ark.
Kind of like a Noah's Ark kind of thing.
I love that. When in reality, what probably happened all those years ago is some of the survivors happened upon these ruins, which they rebuilt and then started
Yes.
telling these stories.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Writing this down on my end too.
I also love August's suggestion about there being holy bards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's how they get these stories and stuff throughout the land, just to the point where it's like a common cultural thing. Totally.
Oh, Goose also suggested that maybe I think that it doesn't necessarily change the world, because it could just be like their perception of what happened versus what actually happened. That the creature bit down upon the world that sent a shockwave / tsunami that flooded the world. I could absolutely see people using the tsunami, or like using divine intervention as an explanation to why a tsunami happened.
Yep, totally, absolutely. And there's probably going to be the further out from Aquea that you get, and the farther beyond the reaches of the Sweaty Pope, you're probably going to have similar but different creation stories that have common threads, but a lot of different details. So there may still be people that believe, like, oh yeah, what happened definitely is that a giant creature ate half the world, which may or may not be true, but the effects remain the same, and it's just that the reason things are as they are right now, oh, well, because when that happened, there was a tsunami, and then the church says, no, it was Aqueous. Aqueous sent a flood throughout the fires, but everything is as it is. Yeah, I like it.
Both of you guys should, in that case, look at what I'm doing right now. I took some liberty in making.
You made literal holes in the sea?
What?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Oh god, that is cool.
So it might connect with
Whoa.
what you're saying, if you wanted to.
There
Yeah?
could be a whole other world down there. I'm thinking like subterranean, under the ocean cave system. I mean, we don't even know if this is a planet or if the Earth is flat or if the Earth is a plane of existence. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
The hole
true.
in the middle
That's
of the
true.
sea is a million possibilities.
Yay!
What if it's like if you've ever seen Stranger Things, like the upside down.
Ugh,
So when you
That
go
would-
down through the hole, you basically get shot upwards, or it feels
Yeah.
like you get shot upwards, because like you're walking. If you have one plane here, you're walking here.
exactly.
But if you go through the hole, gravity shifts and you'll
Yeah.
end up walking on underneath.
feel like-
That's based on the Shadowfell, I believe.
Very cool.
True, it could be. I wouldn't know.
I feel like this was right at the edge of my thought process, and I wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
And then you connected the dots for me.
But that's
so cool.
That's usually how it is.
Yeah, Tombs of the Deep Blue.
Tombs of the Deep Blue. Ooh, I like that. Or just the tomb. No, the Tombs of the Deep Blue. I like that one.
I do like that.
Oh, that's what you mean. That the Upside Down is based on the Shadowfell. Yeah.
Oh,
That makes sense. That
Right.
makes sense.
that was a thing. I always have Lovecraft on the brain, so this Tombs of the Deep Blue stuff, the hole in the middle of the sea, maybe this could be one of the theories of what's down there, or maybe this could be, maybe there's even like multiple things. It could be Interstellar, where it's a wormhole, time is different there, you wind up like millions of light years away. I don't know. One thing that sticks out to me is like, well, maybe this is something where it is like a weird sort of like pinhole in this universe, and maybe what's buried down there are maybe it's like the old gods, right? Or maybe like some of the creations of the old gods, stuff that like you can't even comprehend coming from the surface world. I don't know, maybe something to go into later. If I think about Lovecraft now, I'm not going to stop thinking about it for the next hour and a half. So
I guess that's fine, right?
Yeah, but I could totally see that, kind of like a Bermuda Triangle kind of deal.
exactly. Oh god, that's awesome.
It said a giant
Ooh.
tooth of the creature can be found in the tomb. Yes, of
That's
course.
cool.
That's how the Church of Aquarius explains it.
Exactly.
That's a bite mark from.
Oh, yes.
That's evidence. That's evidence that the creature ate half the world.
Cool, August. Thanks.
Ooh.
We'll check it out.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Deep sea dentist.
Nice.
The most horrifying creature of all.
Oh god, Sarah, this looks awesome.
Yay!
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you if you could zoom out in a second, just because I wanted to see. Oh man, that's sick.
Yeah, this is. I really like this.
Coming to life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been
Um,
so excited about this episode for a while.
Just a question though. Can we go to break because I'm about to pee
Yes.
my pants?
We are actually 2 minutes overdue for a break,
Okay,
so we
good.
will absolutely
hungry
do
anyway.
that.
So don't go
Don't
anywhere.
go anywhere, guys.
And we will be right back. Bye.
Yes.
And we are back. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
So before we hop back into it, I just want to say that I want to ask chat regarding the whole questionnaire and coming on the show and talking about your worlds and stuff. What do you guys think about, like, should I post a link on Discord, or should we make like a Nightbot command with a link for the thing, for the questionnaire? What do you guys think is the best way for us to reach you with the questionnaire? Both. Okay, cool. We can absolutely do that. So my idea is that we won't do it today, but if you send your questionnaires in to me by, let's say, like Friday, then we can, get that sort of things prepped, so we can get in contact with you guys and have you come on next week. And most likely it'll be like, we will do 2 people, half an hour before and half an hour after, up to half an hour. Doesn't have to be the full half hour, if you don't want. Sound good?
Yeah. So during the break, I saw an idea. I think it was from Satan. Thank you, Satan.
Once again, as I've said,
Once again.
thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to answer Goose's question here. He says, so can you review what the questionnaire is again? The questionnaire is basically, I've made a little questionnaire where you can answer questions about your world, give a bite-sized summary of the world that you want to brainstorm, so that we can all read it together in chat. Either I will read it out loud, or we'll post the information in chat so that chat is up to speed as well and can help. Do we make it and send it to you, or is it a template? Basically, I have a couple of questions that I've written down. So either I will send out a template, or I can just write down the questions on Discord or something, and you can send me one of your own where you just answer the questions. Doesn't matter too much. The important thing to note is that the last question is less a question and more just like give a short summary of your world. And the important thing to note is that please keep it to 1 page. Because any longer, and it might be troublesome to read it out to chat and stuff, and So, Sarah, you were talking about an idea.
Yeah, I just added that now. There was an idea in chat from Satan, I think it was.
Oh yeah, the bridge thing.
Yeah, where we could have a bridge and maybe even a town or something. So I don't know. This might work.
Wow.
Talk about that is really cruel punishment. Like, oh, you've been bad. Okay, well, stand right outside this window and
it's like the Airy.
Yeah, it is exactly like the Eerie. Yeah, the gape
The
door.
hole.
Yeah, the hole, just the hole. But don't bring in a breastfeeding 9-year-old, please. That's
No.
so gross.
Yeah, none of those in this world. Get that shit out of here.
So gross. We just have a wet pope. That's all.
Yeah, that shit never gets old.
No.
That's the bad thing. I wasn't joking. I will laugh every time it's said.
Me too.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that too. that the tomb could be of significant scientific interest, so there would be outposts for researchers.
Yeah.
Yes, and I can absolutely see like campaign possibilities with that as well, like hiring mercenaries to go and get samples from the other side.
Ooh.
Exactly. I could totally see
or
the
shit
Villainy
like that.
doing something like that too. Like, oh, rather than, I mean, I know there's different elements, but rather than just make up stories about this thing, no, let's actually like find out and see what's out there. I feel like they'd be the ones to do that.
Yeah.
I like it. It's all come together.
Whoop.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Still no breastfeeding though. We're not doing that.
Good.
No.
That's so gross. It's like so gross.
Tourism. I mean, I'm going to temporarily write down, think Vatican.
Yeah.
That there are certain areas of the halls of revitalization that are open for tourists. But then there are parts that are not, obviously.
Exactly. It strikes me as a tip of the iceberg situation. Like for all the parts that they parade around, they're like, "Oh, we saw like the chamber of whatever, and we saw like the, you know, just like all these things that you hear about, and then you go see." And then for that 2% of this whole structure that you do see, there's that whole 98% where all the fucked up shit happens.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of,
I'm in love with that.
Places where fucked up shit happens, of course, there's got to be a catacomb.
Oh, of course.
You know, like in Paris,
yeah.
like this
dude.
enormous catacomb
Comb.
that's probably the same size as the entire city.
Yeah, it's probably underneath. The whole thing. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, like, you don't even need to bring up the adventure possibilities there.
No, it's
Necromancers going ham in a catacomb.
Oh gosh.
I mean, and the catacombs of Aquia just sounds cool to me to start with, so I think you're set.
It really does.
Yes.
Oh,
I like Goose's suggestion that the
Sorry,
halls are an ironic display of decorative water features like fountains and shit. Because
it is exactly what you thought it would be.
Because it could be like either it's completely blasphemous to be wasting water like that, or it could also be like a tribute to the water.
But if the church does it,
yeah,
that's beautiful, because you know that there are people in the city who are fighting over the water. There's people being arrested for getting out of that unmarked black market water. But the cherry on top, the biggest insult of all, is the fact that there's these massive, gaudy, just extravagant fountains just spraying all of this water everywhere, and yet you're handed like one bottle every couple of days.
Yeah.
That says everything about the church to me.
It does.
Goose says, "What have I done, lol? I created an inquisition."
Nobody expects it.
Nobody expected the Aquian Inquisition.
Exactly. They thought I was mad.
Yeah, but what if it's also a kind of like religious deal? Like they use like their defense is that the fountain is used for religious things such as baptisms, or like if you drink like a mouthful of it, it has certain restorative powers or some shit like that.
Yep, totally.
Or like it's part of a ritual to drink a mouthful of that water, because basically, and it could even technically, like game mechanics wise, that fountain could count as holy water.
Yeah, it could actually be something to it.
Like if you were to splash water from that fountain on a vampire, they would just like
Ow.
Just gave me an idea. Because that could totally be something where they do have this Inquisition, and they might go throughout the city and root out vampires and stuff. And it could totally be a witch trial. That they take the water and they actually throw it on them, and it might actually sizzle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But really, it's just a safety valve for the rich. Yes.
Yep.
That is absolutely part of it.
Oh, man. And these little things would totally justify it, too. Because when people start asking too many questions, they'll be like, well, watch this. And they throw water on a vampire. And it's like, see, I told you. It's magic. We knew this is different water.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nugget of truth to it. And it's just enough to keep most people complacent.
I'll put that under alterations. Holy water fountain. Yeah, totally. What else we got? Okay, so we filled out those things. No, that's not. Save changes.
The music very much, well, you guys don't hear it, but the chat and I do. The music very much fits the mood right now. It's battle epic boss fight music right now.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Music by Scott Buckley, just so we know. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we... Because it feels like if we're going to progress with Aquarius, I just realized also we are missing a letter. We have Spur.
Military.
Yes, we don't have military yet. Except potentially the Inquisition we just mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much to work with here. I'm really excited about this.
The goose. Sorry.
What? What just happened?
The Inquisition of the goose.
The
Since it was
Goose Inquisition.
the Goose Inquisition. Honk honk.
The Inquigusen.
Oh yeah, just easily
Hyunk.
rolls up the Inquigusen.
Kyung Kyung Am Goose.
Fear the goose. Oh god.
Yeah, but why don't we play around a little bit with factions?
Yeah.
Uh,
The Goose Lords are honking for war. That's awesome, August.
oh wow, that broke her.
Honk. The honking. Oh my god.
The
I just
honking.
can't. Oh god.
The honking made sure to give you goosebumps. Rated R starts Friday. In a world.
I can't even. Okay, yeah.
Okay, we kind of have to do this now. Goose suggested that we reskin an Aarakocra to be a goose. We are that is a goal I'm setting up now. We are going to have a Aragoosra somewhere in this world.
I see him as a Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan style warlord. He's just sweeping
Yes.
the continent. That's the goose.
Yes.
The Hyunking horde.
Attila the Hyunk.
God damn it. Oh man. I have goose on the brain for the rest of the day. This is hysterical.
Okay, sorry. Get back to it.
Okay,
Oh, my brain.
so we are going to have a couple of different factions here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with the factions, because like I'm thinking basically, we talked about Hydroken being the leader of every. They're basically cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
So would the factions have like different types of water? So like there's a lake faction, there's a sea faction, there's a river faction.
Interesting. Yeah, rain, ice. Um. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even think to use the different. Yeah. And each
I don't
one
know. I'm just
probably
spitballing here.
like each one probably has like their different like theologies, the minor differences, the different interpretations of the Aquaian scripture, if such a thing exists, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have those, but then also they also have the dark political side of it, where they're really just like vying for power against one another.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, cool, cool.
Oasis inhabitants can be plant people, cactus folk. Cool.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So. Hmm. Well, where do we start?
Good question. So, do we want to focus on specifically church factions or factions in the city of Aquia at large? Because maybe we could flesh out some of the non-church factions, and then we could hone in later on the details of the sub-factions within the church itself.
That could make sense.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want. It might be easier, it might not.
Either one is fine with me. Like,
Gucci.
maybe we want to take a look at the military aspect. Like,
Yeah, sure.
I don't quite remember. August, correct me if I'm wrong, but military also meant like law and like keeping the law and stuff, right? It's not necessarily just for fighting wars, but it's also like city guards and stuff like that.
Totally.
I
My
think
biggest
that's
question-
the case.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, he just wrote law enforcement and protection. Go ahead.
Nice. My biggest question is for the water mages that we've bandied about before, are there militarized water mages? Would that be a thing that happens? Because I see the mages maybe as torturers and inquisitors for the church. I mean, just in my head, I don't think we've talked about that. But
Yeah, definitely inquisitors.
yeah, there's so much just gruesome stuff. In terms of like going out and subjugating other cities, or maybe just intimidating other cities, or clearing out monsters, something that actually is for the common good. Bless you.
Bless you.
How much of that would be semi-unique to the Church of Aqueous, and how much would be a Church of Aqueous flavored kind of weapons and armor and military that you would be able to find elsewhere? Bless you.
I do like August's suggestion of Steam Guardians.
Ooh.
The image I get in my head is very steampunk. It's like basically like a warforged or clockwork soldier that's steam powered, basically.
Nice.
Or maybe it's a Fallout situation where it's like a power suit that hydromancers, like you said,
Oh.
can use and power with their water magic, converting it into steam. That makes their armor like the armor gives them the strength and stuff to help out with that kind of
I almost
stuff.
like that more. That's really cool.
That would be an awesome way to include the Warforged race. Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely. That is absolutely one of the ways you could do it, to have like have that be
Yes.
uh,
Infinite. Yes, exactly.
the mechanized patriots from BioShock Infinite are cool / intimidating. I haven't played it myself, so I don't know what they look like, but
it's very similar to what you're describing. Basically, it's a steam-powered robot that will kick your ass.
oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we could do both things. I mean, so there could campaign number 5, right? So there could be Warforged. There could be Warforged that are created to do this, and there could be I foresee arcs because I'm a sucker for shit like what is it called? Like Blade Runner and stuff like that. There could in Westworld there could totally be a whole thing of like, okay, so we have these Warforged and they are like defense implements and they do all this stuff, but there could be a whole thing where like, wow, do they have sentience? Some of them start questioning, whatever, and just totally go Westworld with it. But in addition to that, it doesn't have to be an either or situation. There could also be those just like major elite shock troops, the ones that get deployed when stuff is like really, really going south, or you really need that iron fist, and that's the water mages in their steam armor.
Yes, they are basically like, unless shit really hits the fan, they are going to be hanging around the halls of revitalization as protection for the Hydrokins or higher, like basically.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Run the other way.
Yeah, and like, because in the campaign I'm currently running, that has actually been my explanation to why and how Warforged exist, is basically that the Warforged were created as as basically just to be soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole dream of having wars where where no one dies.
Yep. Exactly.
But some of those Warforged went rogue. They became self-aware, and that's how I explain when a player wants to play a Warforged, they are a so-called Rogue Forged.
Yeah, I like that.
So you could absolutely do something similar to that. Who says, okay, this might be stealing from Critical Role a bit, but similar to Matt's Luxembeacon, the church could have made the Warforged as a way for people to be born again into a body that doesn't require water. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that they don't have that yet, but that's what they are working on.
Yes. Oh, consider the implications. If they are to perfect that, because there's two parts of my brain, right? There's the one that says the church hates this, it's an abomination. There's the other part that says they might front that it's an abomination, or maybe they don't even have an opinion on it, but they might secretly be working on this deep within the reaches of the halls of revitalization. Why? Why, you ask? Because I'll tell you why, Ian and Sarah. If they were to invent this technology and to get this going, there need never be another water pope or another cardinal or another deacon, because they could put, it's kind of like Get Out. They could put their essence into these bodies that would last throughout the years and maintain that rule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Speaking of the Second Life, mummies are completely dried up corpses. Yes. There's actually an idea in there. Could that be sort of how people are buried within the catacomb? Because their belief is that... Yeah, because their belief is that maybe at some point they can later on rehydrate it to bring them back or something like that.
You're telling me.
I don't
You're
know.
telling me that they're astronaut fooding all of the church members who pass away so that one day you can squeeze a little drop of water on them. That is one of the coolest things I've ever heard. It's like, it's so gross and so
Yes.
fucked up and yet so brilliant. That's good.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, they're doing it in the real world as well, like cryogenic freezing.
Exactly. It's just believable enough to make you go, ugh.
Yeah. So morally ambiguous. Mwahaha.
Yes, more
Yes.
moral ambiguity.
Yes.
That's what we love. Okay, so we need. We should make a organization for the water mages.
Mm.
Should we just call them hydromancers?
Yeah, makes sense.
Kind of like that. And they are military order. I kind of want to see if there's like a military elite guard or something like that.
Yeah, there's probably different classifications. So you've got like your Black Ops water mages, you've got like your elite shock troops, you've got your like personal guardians of the Pope and stuff.
Military Marine Corps. Let's go with military order.
That makes sense.
Military. Oh, formation type. Okay. Training level. Elites. They are definitely elites. Veteran C.
Sarah, I don't know what part you're doing right now, but it looks amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Right now,
awesome.
I don't know what I'm doing. But I think I'm doing. I think I just took let's see, inspiration from, well, you guys were saying that up here it's the fire and that kind of stuff, and then you have the water, that place,
Yeah.
Aquarius. And then I was just thinking, well, what are some variations of water and stuff like that, and then just
Totally.
decided that this can be a highland thing that is very, very high up in the mountains, this kind of thing.
That sounds awesome.
And it gets real damn chilly down here. I don't know.
What if there
Yeah,
is
and
this huge like place of ice up there somewhere that's just unreachable by everybody who needs it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also immediately feel like, oh, there's so much fun I could do with this, like regional effects. Like, for instance, oh, it's very high up. Therefore, all constitution saves will be with disadvantage because of the thin air.
Exactly.
Or, like, you know, those kind of things where... and maybe even like, oh, the range for ranged weapons is increased by like 10 feet because there's less drag.
Yeah, totally. That's good. Yeah.
There's like little tweaks you can do with those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
That often get overlooked. Unlike, you know, like often if it's like in a volcano, you'll have con saves because of the heat, or if you're in the cold. Those kind of things are often catered to, but I don't often see people take like height into account or gravity Like, what if a place has increased or less gravity?
Boing. Yeah, but so that was my idea here, that we would, because you guys were talking about the Church of Aquarius and stuff, maybe they are on this island most prominently. Maybe there
Yeah,
is a
probably.
fight between them over this patch of land that is right between them. Could be, maybe, or something. I don't know.
It could also be that island there is their, like, their main seat.
Yeah.
Because as we've established before, they don't have conventional countries per se.
Yep.
They have like cities and regions, and then I think it's more a question of like what religion they have or what type of fealty they have. And I think that Aquarius is the largest one, so it encompasses most of the world, but the actual seat of Aquarius would probably be something that's very well fortified.
Yeah.
Right.
So that island seems pretty good because it's got easy access to both large land masses, but it's also on an island, so they can kind of like separate themselves from there.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So again, going back to what August talked about before with strategic placement, I feel like that would be a strategic one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. Maybe even this so this sort of like icy, chilly, mountainous area with thin air and everything. So, all right. So I told you I'd go back to Lovecraft. So there's a Lovecraft story, and I want to say, and I could be wrong, I want to say that this one was the dream quest of unknown Kadath. Essentially, what happens is this dude is trying to climb up. By the end of the story, spoilers. He's trying to climb up this mountain where the gods are said to live, right? So it's a Mount Olympus situation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this could be something where like nobody's been there. It's so high up and it's so inhospitable that nobody's there, but we have our ideas of what's up there. Maybe it has a religious significance as something like the throne of Aquarius or something. And there's these stories, whether they are official church canon or if this is heresy to say something like this, I don't know. That maybe that is literally where Aquarius rules from, and it's so high up that we can't even see like through the clouds. We can't even see the summit of the mountain, let alone get there. So of course that's where Aquarius is. It makes the most sense.
Yes.
I don't know. That might be.
I like it.
No.
That sounds really
The bad
nice.
part is in the story when he gets up there, it's like, oh shit, none of the gods are here. The gods are dead. Spoilers, but. And number 6. We'll get Nietzsche with it.
Yeah.
I legitimately like that idea.
Yes.
Yay.
It could be called like the Aquatic Plateau.
I like that.
Or the Divine Plateau.
The Divine Plateau, yeah.
What is chat saying? Are they saying anything, or is it?
Chat was August was saying that Goliath's rule, and then Goose asked if that was a name idea for the mountain or a statement, because he likes either option.
Goliaths do rule.
Yeah, they are pretty cool.
We currently have double digits in chat. Whoop, whoop.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Now I also see 6 of Spades. It's been a while. Welcome.
Oh, hi and welcome.
And Silly Gnome. And there's Rakan. Hi, Rakan.
Whoop whoop. That's another player from my campaign. Whoop
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah. But he's from she's from Texas. So
Oh, howdy. I'm just right across the Red River, so what's up? How's it going?
all right, yeah. So what are you guys focusing on right now? Just me asking because it's fun.
Right now, we've been focusing on your beautiful map.
Aw.
Can I ask that we zoom out again so we can
Yes.
see the
Oh, I'm excited for this.
yeah, get an overview. Wow, those rivers.
Yay! So that's how it looks like right now.
Oh
Damn,
yeah.
Sarah, this looks fucking awesome.
Yay!
Nice.
That was a long time ago. I made a world map myself, and I think that, god damn it, I think I might do it myself again. I don't know. I'm scared of doing it because it takes so much time.
It does.
But
It does.
But,
It really does.
I mean, clearly you're able.
Aw.
Because this looks awesome.
yeah.
Aw. Well,
By the way, the trash islands. I still
Oh, yeah.
really love that idea.
but over here, how about that?
What if it's
right here?
uh,
Or too small?
hang on. I gotta let stream catch up.
Yeah.
Those. Yeah, that could work too. I was actually thinking the islands right in the middle.
These? Yeah. Sure.
As soon as I let the stream catch
Are
up.
they
Yeah, those, yeah.
moving in that case?
That is the question. Are they moving?
What?
Ooh.
What be
Oh,
that?
That could be a
Woo!
thing.
Hosting. Thank you.
Rakan is hosting. Thank you.
That could totally be a thing, because what if the PCs, campaign number 7, are on one of these islands, and sort of like the big coming like bad thing that's going to happen is they have realized that one of these trash islands is floating ever closer to the mainland. We don't know what's on it, but maybe at some point we get an idea for what's on it, and if this were to land on the mainland, all of these horrible, awful, twisted, evil things would then spill off of this thing and start to just destroy everything and eat the rest of it.
Yes.
Yes.
There it is.
Ja.
Yes.
Yes, queen.
Oh yes, Goose.
Yes, mama.
Goose. Yes.
What?
Goose says it's actually a giant dragon turtle
Oh no.
made of trash.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
It's just a polluted poor turtle.
It's,
Poor guy.
it's so environmentally on the nose somehow.
It is.
The
He's
turtle
just got
derp.
like a. He's got a giant plastic piece from like a 6-pack of beer around his neck. That's like a
No.
whole island in and of itself. Yeah, didn't feel good about that one. That was a little much.
But the
He likes
trash
collecting materials. It's his hoard.
trash isles, right? Or islands.
Trash isles. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like
Oh,
that. though, too.
Rakan says, "Man, I get to hear all the amazing ideas." Thank you, Rakan. This chat is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
And this is
Awesome.
not for any of our campaigns here, so this is a different thing. So you
It
won't get
will be.
spoiled.
Yes.
Yeah, not yet.
The goal is to, a year from when we started this, we will launch a campaign on this setting.
Yeah, we'll see who wants to do that.
So cool.
I ain't.
pumped.
Yeah. Spoiler.
I like August said trash warforged. What if this
Yeah.
what if this turtle, so I see two things in my mind. Either he is a very unfortunate victim of circumstance to whatever happens to the world, and he's this like very old primordial creature that was around before whatever sundering actually happened, cutting through all the myths. He could have been around this whole time and he's just like miserable and drifting, or he could be evil himself, and like I think August pointed out, Trash Warforged, what if entire rotten civilizations of bad things formed on this thing's back because of the negative energy and all the shit that's been flying throughout the atmosphere and stuff?
I love it.
And god damn, that's Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really, really cool.
I'd like to think it's a combination of the two.
Yes.
That's why the turtle is evil, because he was corrupted by the pollution. But I just have to point out that I can't help but just imagine that, like, he was just a regular ass sea turtle from our world, who over the years mutated into this dragon turtle.
We didn't ask for this.
The turtle's
What are you gonna take
revenge.
it out on you?
Revenge of the turtle.
Yeah,
The turtle.
but
there we
it
go.
does the turtling.
And on top of it is the goose. Onward!
Oh God.
Watch out, he will totally hurt us.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're experiencing technical difficulties.
Goose says we got the Goose Inquisition and the Turtle's Revenge.
Yes.
Oh God.
This is similar to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' origin story.
Really? I don't know that
Oh, it
story.
is? Me neither.
I mean, it is. Wasn't it like they were turtles and they were hit
Oh,
by some
like
radioactive stuff?
Yeah, they were literally just turtles. I love the
Oh.
80s.
But you guys were saying something about the environment. How is the environment there?
I guess it would depend on which part you're in, right?
Yeah, where's there?
I'm talking about the trash aisles.
Horrible.
Oh,
Horrible,
Ash,
yeah.
chemicals,
Okay.
rust, all just everything you would imagine that would be in just all this collected trash and awful stuff that's been around in the atmosphere and stuff. It's just like coagulated onto the back of this poor mutated tortoise.
Sure.
I think honestly, just like I'm gonna see if I can just Google image search landfill.
Yeah, I got that. I can do
Nice.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I live in Oklahoma. Easy goose. I have in fact lived in a trailer park at one point in my life.
Yeah.
No, you're right there.
All right.
You're Oh,
Southwest
so
Ohio.
You know what's up, Goose.
Yeah, he
Same
wasn't from the Netherlands like I thought, right? Are you
I
from
was
the
gonna
US?
say it.
Seriously? Oh god.
Unless there's an Ohio in Amsterdam, or in
No, I don't mean you, Eli. I mean Goose.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goose said that he was from Ohio.
Oh, sorry. There's a lot of people that have been talking to this week, so I just forget shit. Don't judge me, man.
But yeah,
Oh, Nightbot got mad at Caps.
No. Oh, you're gonna get back within a few seconds. So.
yeah, there we go.
Strike one, Goose. I'll ban you. Just kidding.
No mercy. No mercy.
He says, "Do it." Sorry, I'm sorry. He says, "Do it, do it, do it, do it."
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
start an inquisition. Oh no, not the Goose Inquisition. No, we never expected it.
We never expected it.
All right. Yeah, I don't think I have to do that much with the islands, actually, the trash islands, because you said that they're not really explored either.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I think so too. Like,
Rawr. Arr.
yeah, because like
Yes,
I think
I'm
the plot
old.
hook.
I like it.
Arr.
Here there be dragons.
Yes. Chinese dragons.
Yeah, I think the plot hook for that would absolutely be like an explorer washed ashore rambling about mechanical monsters and stuff. That's what I think the plot hook would be.
And then
Oh,
Star comes and kill him. Yes, son.
It's a place to leave things to be forgotten. That could also be a thing. Like, what if it's like, what if it's like, imagine a Lord of the Rings situation, but rather than throwing it into the fires of Mount Doom, it's just throw it in the trash of the trash island,
Incredible.
Throw it
where it
into
will
the
never be
ocean.
found again.
Just a huge continental landfill. Wow. Man.
That could be a fun little Easter egg, having like all kinds of evil artifacts
Oh,
that has been hidden away from the world.
And all
there
the
is a
liches of the
Halloween
world are
character
just...
lurking somewhere in there. I feel
Yeah.
it.
And all
What's
the
that?
liches of the world are just like trying to...
Exactly.
No, it's my estate! No, it's mine, you bastard! That's how liches work, just, you know, boom.
Exactly.
Liches be bitches.
Yeah, be scared, y'all.
You bitches. Oh no, you better don't.
I've never encountered a real lich in... Yes, I have. In your campaign, babe. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So,
Main villain, yo.
yeah, I know. So I spoke too soon.
In 2 of my campaigns.
Yep. There we go.
Ooh. Good ideas in the chat.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Yay. Tell us.
Oh yeah, the dragon turtle making friends with a bunch of creatures and collecting material objects. I like that idea so much that I want to take it a step further. There's a cult
Here we go.
dedicated to the great being, or whatever they call it, and basically they just offer random shit.
Yeah.
It's like a tradition. They'll probably live kind of close to the shores,
Mm-hmm.
and they will just send out like a little raft with whatever they can scavenge from the ruins of the modern world.
Yeah.
So like broken fax machines and shit that they don't know what the hell it is, but
Holy shit. Oh, that's
the
great.
cult of hoarding.
The
I
hoarders.
just want to see like a bad guy, like big bad lich, who's made out of like all of these trash and refuse and like old world pieces that you mentioned, but his head is just like a dot matrix printer.
Yeah.
Like, He's
Yes.
casting its spells.
Yeah, because I had that kind of shit with in my campaign. I had a couple of kobolds who were living near one of those said ruins, and so I had a kobold who had, like the bottle on a water cooler.
Yeah. Oh yes.
They had like cut out holes in it and the bottom, so he was wearing the water cooler as an armor.
Yes. Oh my
With like a
God.
trash can lid
Was
shield.
totally Monty Python, haha, the night that you cannot pass. It's kind of those
Yeah.
vibes I got.
Yeah, and he had like a flail, but the flail was a telephone, a landline phone on a cord.
Oh my god, dude, that's so cool.
And I just love that concept, especially if you can find a way to do it a little bit more seriously, where
Mhm.
you have this tribe of people who just live out in these ruins, and have found ways to use what they find.
Yeah.
Because I just love the idea of having something that we, out of character, know what it is, and
Yeah.
it's clearly not what they are using it for.
Exactly. I mean, that's gold. That's always going to be funny.
Yeah. Goose suggests that the turtle hates dragons because they hoard stuff too, but he wants all this stuff. All this stuff is mine! So he has a cult following of Behirs that also hate dragons.
What is it?
Oh, Behirs.
What was that?
Oh, those are scary. I used
They
2
are-
of them. in my
they
campaign.
are
That was fun.
nasty.
That was fun.
Evil.
They are like
Whoa.
kind of like dragons, but they're like salamander dragons, kind of.
It looks like
Yeah.
a.
Kind of like a basilisk in
Yeah.
a D&D basilisk.
I was thinking a centipede. Like if a dragon was a centipede.
Yeah.
Could see
all
that.
all the arms and stuff. Ooh.
I will say that if I didn't know what they looked like when you said that, I would not have guessed that they looked like what they do. But
Oh,
at the
sorry.
same time, knowing what they look like, I can totally see it.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
man. I'm gonna use one of those. That's awesome.
I do like the idea of having a rivalry with dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's one of those types of adventures where you choose the lesser evil, quote unquote.
Ooh.
You either side with a fucking dragon or you side with a corrupted dragon turtle.
And I like the idea of taking something familiar and just like twisting it around in new ways like that. That's so cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm into it. Rust Dragon, absolutely. That has to exist somewhere among these trash aisles.
Yes.
Mm.
Ooh, can you imagine? Like a dragon with some of the properties of a rust monster. So his breath like degrades your armor and shit and your weapons. Oof.
Mm. I'm gonna go ahead actually real quick and I'm gonna copy paste the questions for the questionnaire.
Yeah.
So you have it right now. It's more than 500 characters. Of course. Okay, so here are the questions. Oh, it's not formatted well in chat.
Ooh.
And then here's the explanation of writing. I will also post these questions on Discord. And I guess you guys can just send me a message with the answers for them, or send like, preferably send like a Google Doc or something with it.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I'm going to make a channel on the CarpeDM Discord part.
Yeah, for those who haven't joined the Discord, please, you'll find the Discord link down below the Twitch stream in About section. You should be able to access it.
There we go.
We post a lot of stuff there, so it's a very good place, and I think that it's starting to grow into a kind of a good community, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Every day.
Yeah.
I have some unreads right now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I at this point I check Discord more often than I check Messenger.
Same here. Yeah. Super
me too.
awesome.
Goose, preferably by Friday, yes. Mostly so that I have time to to read through. And I think the easiest way would be to link like a Google Doc that you can open. Partly so you guys can keep track on if it's within one page. And also partly because if you were to have a wall of text, it would be really hard to find the proper one. All right. We got some trees coming in here.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying to paint those down like that.
Yeah, it is. Blip, 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 blip.
So my spontaneous thought with this is that maybe wood smoke is northwest of this forest area.
Oh, northwest of this.
Of the forest area.
Yeah, there are a couple of them.
Because we did establish that technically we said that the forest was on the west side and the grasslands was on the east side, but we can always change that.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
But the point is that
You sure it's okay? I can always smack up a couple of mountains over here as well.
it's fine. It's fine. Because also the idea was that it was between Aquea and another town, which was a mountain town.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty perfect. So we could have one town in the mountains down there, and then we have Aqueous up on that island, and somewhere in between where the grassland and the forest meet, that's where Woodsmoke is.
Nice. Yep. I see
Okay,
it.
so let's see. So here,
Yeah, there's one town.
okay, yeah, that's one town. I'm just gonna put out. Boop. All right. Copy and paste, y'all. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Also, thank you, Goose.
and then
And then we have Woodsmoke, which would probably be somewhere on that. Can't think of the English word. Is it bay? No, it's the other one. The one that goes outwards.
So,
oh, this one.
uh,
No.
Goose, I was thanking you for already putting it in a dock.
Just
Yeah, there.
here. Okay.
Yeah, there somewhere. We would have Woodsmoke,
Okay.
and then some forest in between there.
All right. Wood, smoke. One word, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe a little bit further to the left.
To the west.
To the west, yes. Basically, it's smack in the middle between the mountain city and the island with Aquea.
Okay, so Aquea is where?
Aquea is on that big island on the
This
west.
one. Yeah.
No,
That one?
just above. That one.
Oh, okay.
That entire island is dedicated to the city of Aquea.
Okay, fine. Then I get it. Okay, so I'll just write the city name Aquea.
I do like that placement because I feel like they've got the front of the Zelini, but also the whole stretch of like wilderness and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. E instead of I. Otherwise,
okay.
we're good. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, that feels like it's almost a little bit like Gibraltar during World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever controls Gibraltar controls the Mediterranean.
Yep. Exactly.
And it feels like it's kind of similar here. Whoever controls that island controls
Perfect.
basically the entire continent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. That's awesome. We have about 20 minutes left.
But if we don't have anything to add, then, you know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. What are we feeling?
Maybe field some questions from chat
Yeah.
about like
That sounds good.
what
Yeah.
kind of stuff in general.
Yes.
Yeah, we could do like a mini trial thing with the workshopping,
Yeah.
since we have a little bit of time left over.
Sweet.
So if anyone in chat has something about their world they want help with, we could try.
Well, maybe I can. Well, while chat writes, I do have a question for my campaign. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because my campaign is gonna be on Mount Celestia, my version of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just thinking like, it's kind of a purgatory for good aligned souls and neutral souls, but I'm just thinking like, how does the government work? Because there are different islands and everything like that. Do they have the like nobles and whatever that's called, kings and queens and stuff like that? Because right now it's just every single town for itself, and that can become kind of boring after a while. I'm thinking. Do you have any thoughts on that, both of you?
I personally don't know much about Mount Celestia.
No.
So I don't know.
That's fine.
Uh,
That was a time filler. So if somebody else has something in chat, then read that.
August did write, currently working on a dungeon in a standard D&D campaign, and Goose just wrote, the way I did it is that angels and Asimar speak for the gods and protect the celestial realm.
Yeah,
So
they
I think
do.
that was an answer to your question.
Yeah, they do. That is very true. Thank you.
August, what kind of dungeon are you thinking?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a natural occurring dungeon, or is it going to be a manufactured dungeon? Like, did someone find a bunch of caves and were like, "Oh, I like this. I'm going to live here," or did someone go like, "I want to live here. I'm going to make a bunch of caves"?
It's a good way to boil it down.
Yeah, it's one thing that always stuck in my head that I absolutely love in the lore of like beholders. One way to spot a beholder lair is by watching the tunnels. If they are completely smooth, then you might be having a beholder, because a beholder will use its disintegration ray to dig out tunnels.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
So it will be perfectly circular like the ray.
Right. I'm putting that up here. I'm gonna bring that back later, probably in one of my.
Yeah, that's always just stay with me, because I think that's such a cool concept of having. And like the same thing with, I think it's like purple worms.
Mhm.
They basically just like melt through.
Right.
Yeah, maybe they do.
I love that initial, like when you describe something like that, just maybe in real world time, maybe like an hour or 2 hours before the monster actually shows up in your game. I love like, yeah, these tunnels are, you notice that they're like perfectly circular and they're super smooth and everything. I just love the moment of like, what the hell that you get from players who haven't
Yeah.
done stuff like that before. It's so much fun to lead up to it. Ooh.
Okay, so August says the
also-
dungeon is.
Oh, sorry.
Hmm?
And also, it's a good thing also to have some, even, if people know that, okay, circular, very smooth cavern is probably a beholder, then it's a kind of a good spot to put your players in to see if they are metagaming, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it becomes a challenge for them to not metagame.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say, at least.
true.
Sure.
So August wrote, the dungeon is going to be for a party of level 5, aiming to cut it up in 4 sections with 3 different factions trying to control the 4th section so that they can gain the benefits of the resource within. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Do we know what the resource is? Do we know what factions are going for it?
Sounds like a big dungeon.
Yeah. It almost sounds like a floor of like Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Yeah, it does. Ah, that's really cool. Magical source of corruption. Are these
Ooh.
all would these all be probably like evil or malicious factions if they're all wanting to get this source of corruption? So I guess probably the players would be fighting all 4, but also the 4 fighting each other, yeah?
3.
3, maybe. That's right, the 4th section has.
I'm guessing that they control 1 section each, but they all want this 4th one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. One faction
cool.
seeks to steal it. One faction seeks to guard it. And the 3rd faction seeks to eat it.
I like that.
I don't know why, but in my head it was like, one faction seeks to steal it. One faction seeks to guard it. And the 3rd faction
The
seeks to
munchers.
heal it. and then I was like, no, eat it?
Eat it.
The munchers. Watch out for them.
I love it.
I got Halo vibes from that, right? Because you've got the what are they called? It's been so long, but whatever like the Earth faction of Halo is, and then you've got the Covenant, and then you got the Flood who just want to like eat everything.
To respond to your question, Goose, not counting the other questions, the summary itself should not be longer than 1 A4.
August, do you feel like you want the Guardian faction to be humanoid or somewhat humanoid, or is it like benevolent magical creature?
Right, I forgot you guys don't have the same measurements as we do.
Uh-oh.
Well, basically, in a Google Docs, it's 1 page.
That's what I figured.
That's an A4. I should probably rewrite that question. Yeah. August, it'd be great if you just let us know, like, what part of this is it that you want to brainstorm? Is it like brainstorming the factions? Is it brainstorming the what this resource is, or is it what types of creatures live in there, or
That map has really come to life. Holy cow.
yeah,
Thank you.
That is awesome.
she's really good at that. I mean, like, my maps, you understand what's there, you know, like, it's a map, but her maps, they have depth.
Yeah.
Well, I think actually, like, I've done it quite a lot for mostly for my own story, my book and stuff. So, and I started reading up on cartography. There are some Reddit posts on that that I recommend, where they actually do talk about, like, okay, where are mountains built and stuff like that. How are mountains created? Sometimes it might be a little bit of a hinder for you to, or an obstacle, because like then it's like, oh well, how does the bottom layer of the ground look like? What kind of forces are at work underneath and stuff? And sometimes you don't have to think that hard. So time there I was kind of turned off by to make maps and stuff, because I got really worried, like, is this even viable and stuff? But just just start doing it, and after a while it's like everything else, you just start getting better and better. And with one of these tools that are simply amazing, you don't really have to be an artist or something. Like, you don't have to, you just keep on doing it. That's basically what it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. August says magic can be a reason for broken realism, and that understanding realism can let you break the rules as you create.
Exactly, yeah. That's very true.
And to answer our question, he said that he currently wants to get a hold of questions that everyone here would ask as players.
Okay.
A lot of it, I suspect, is circumstantial. Like, as we're not the party, I don't know why we were there. I'm assuming it's to stop these people from getting said thing. But
It's a good starting point. Yeah. Are the PCs there to get this for themselves? Do the PCs just wind up here and they've just stumbled onto something they don't really have much of a stake in? And what's the motif of the dungeon? Kind of what Ian asked earlier. Is it caves? Is it an underground, sort of like an actual like mason work carved out basement sort of situation? Is it a tomb?
yeah, I think if I were a player in this, I would also, because there's one thing with questions, there's another thing also with expectations. So what expectations do we have for a particular dungeon? What expectations do you want to set? Is this a dungeon with a lot of puzzles, or is this a dungeon with where combat will be happening a lot? Or maybe it's like, because depending on what type of dungeon it is, like, you're probably not going to run into all that many puzzles in a goblin lair.
No,
exactly.
Whereas if you're going into this crazed necromancer's lair who only respects intelligent people, there would be lots of puzzles and probably a lot of traps as well.
yeah.
Definitely.
I would say that you could include images. Sure.
Just not like 20 of them.
Yeah.
A couple.
How about if we have 1 page of text and up to 1 page of images?
I like it. Yeah.
And again, the main reason why is because I'm trying to avoid reading through it because I'm most likely, and I just want to point this out as a disclaimer, I hope you guys are okay with that. We will be showing either we will be showing the questionnaire on stream, or we will read it out loud. And the reason why is because we want everyone in chat to be involved as well, and therefore we need everyone in chat to be caught up to speed as well. Because if that wasn't the case, then we wouldn't even need the questionnaire. You could just talk to us directly before the stream happens.
Woo! Thank you, Kyra.
Oh,
Kai.
thank you,
Thank you.
Kira Kai.
Kyra.
Kai?
Oh.
Kira Kai?
Kyra. Kira.
Is it Kira?
Kira.
Oh,
Kira.
thanks.
Thank you. And that's the player in your campaign, right? Or
Katya, yeah.
Yay! Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. He says it'll just be his not very detailed world map. That is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
That is actually really good. If you have a world map, absolutely link it. But yeah, as I was saying, the main reason is because we want everybody to be up to speed. Therefore, we want to be able to show it on stream or read it out loud.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out as we go along. Still in the, let's call this what we're doing right now is the alpha, and next week we'll try the beta.
Cool.
Oh,
We have a couple minutes.
yeah. Satan wrote.
He, I'm sorry, it's just in my head. Satan said, "I am creating a post-apocalyptic Earth."
Satan spoke to me.
Yes.
just that sentence was so perfect. I am creating a post-apocalyptic Earth where humans are returning after 10 generations away. Oh, I already love this. The players will start in a location where the spaceship is destroyed, and they have started to build a town or city with the scraps. I would need some examples of names that could work. Do you have any ideas?
Genesis.
The Genesis, absolutely. The first thing that pops into my head, if you're talking about character names, the first thing that pops into my head is, I think it's Coriolis, that has a naming tradition of naming people after cities like Paris or London or Berlin.
Yeah, Coriolis is another role-playing game, right?
Yeah, it's another system.
Yeah. New Geos. Yeah. Atlas, maybe.
All technology.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah, when you're asking for names, are you asking for names for the settlement, or are you asking for characters, or lots of good
Geos,
suggestions
yeah.
coming here.
Yeah.
New geos. I like new
Yeah.
geos.
I like New Geos too.
More
Kinda
the
sounds like
settlement.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
More the settlement. Yeah, personally, I really like new geos because geo being, like geology,
Yeah.
study of Earth.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a little hint at New Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I like that.
So personally, I really like new geos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see New Geos easily. I think that's a solid one.
Neoterra, same thing there. That one does feel a little bit more on the nose, though.
Yeah, I think there's a lot
so-
of Terras in existing big science fiction.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so bad at that.
Terra is it Greek or Latin? I can never remember which one. I think it's Greek.
One of them. Yeah.
For Earth.
Could be
Oh,
wrong.
okay. Yeah. Well.
I think it is Latin actually. JK. I'm remembering all the sacred songs I learned in choir growing up. Et in terra pars.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because isn't Tellus or is that the Greek one?
Yeah, Tellus is a really
That
nice one.
sounds Greek.
Okay,
Geo is Greek.
Goose says Geo is Greek and Terra is Latin. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Satan? Should we keep going, or did you like any of these?
Oh.
Terra is the Roman god of Earth, right?
Oh.
I just think of Final Fantasy VI, the main character's name being Terra, because she is like an Earth mage kind of thing. Edernum.
Cool.
I'm assuming it's some kind of German.
Sounds German.
Edernum. I don't know. I can. Earth has mutated, and even the animals that were left behind have become mutated. Some of these mutated animals are starting to create new civilizations. Ooh.
Pretty cool. I like that. Erde der Hoffnung, Earth of Hope. Nice. I want to see a
Yeah,
turtle.
New
symbol.
Hope could also be one.
Which one?
New Hope.
New Hope.
It's a little cheesy, but I don't know. Yeah. So Cape Satan got some cool names. That's good. We have about 2 minutes left. So I'm thinking, are we going to slowly but surely call it?
Yeah. Well, I can always come out and well do some promotion. I hope that's okay.
Yes.
So let's see. On Tuesday, on Geekier Nights, we are going to have the premiere of the Tales of TPK. And if that doesn't tickle your interest, I don't know what will. Because I think it sounds amazing, and I'm not just saying it because I am a player in it, but I'm just saying it because I think it's gonna be awesome. Anyway, so
Good
we're
night,
gonna be
August.
yeah,
Bye,
good
August.
night. And we're going to be live on Tuesday, GMT +1 at 7 o'clock at night, and then not this Monday, but the Monday after. So next Monday, I guess, we are going to go live with my first, with my campaign of Champions and Demons. Whoop whoop. So, so I'm looking forward to have that with you guys. And don't forget to also check out Eli's campaign, which is running on our channel on Saturdays.
Yeah. Saturdays, 7 p.m. my time, which right now is 2 a.m. your time. Well, 2 your
1
time.
a.m.
Yeah, I think so.
1
I
a.m.
think it's 1
Damn
a.m.
it, I'm never gonna get it right. Freaking damn.
Well, I got it wrong earlier today as well, so I guess we're even.
We're even. Yeah.
Goose.
So
Yes, Goose.
They are all
answer-
going on the YouTubes.
Yes. All of
Yes.
the campaigns, as long as the the DMs and the players are okay with it, which they are, then it's going up on YouTube, so you will be able to keep track of all the fun stuff that's gonna happen. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing.
And also, Eli, that way, right?
No, your other way. That way.
That way.
Yeah, there we go.
this is the way.
Yeah. Eli, go ahead. Shameless plug.
Oh, shameless plug.
Just your thing.
Yeah. Well, like she said, what happens in the dungeon? Saturdays on this channel, Geekier Nights.
Yes.
7 p.m. Central Standard Time, so whatever that is in your time zone.
Yeah.
This coming week, we may not have one. I have a player that I'm talking to right now, so I'll keep everybody in the loop about that.
Yeah.
But the regular plan is every Saturday. I do have a channel called Dungeon Master Eli. I do some stuff over there. Mostly it's like me and Buddy, who's one of my players, me and Buddy just like chilling, playing some video games. We do a lot of horror and RPG sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of as time and energy allow. Most of my effort is going into Geekier Nights, but you can find me there throughout the week. So follow Dungeon Master Eli too for some fun time.
Do it. Whoop, whoop. Okay.
And of course,
yeah.
CarpeDM will be back next week. And next week we will hopefully have a little bit more structured workshop environment where I'm thinking basically half an hour before the break and half an hour after the break we'll have two separate people.
Cool. That'd be cool.
Gonna
Start
be
start with that, try it out, see how it works, and we will tweak as we go.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
And and spilling out all your amazing ideas.
Yes.
Every time I do this stream, I'm so pumped.
You know.
Yeah, he really is. He's like, ah! Gonna
And
be
hopefully
good.
we can have Sarah back next week to continue on this beautiful map.
Aw.
Yes.
I hope so. We'll see. All right. So thank you all for coming, and we're gonna go on and raid some other dudes. So if you wanna stick around
Yay.
for that, you do that. So
Yeah. Raiding party.
yay,
The goosening is happening.
yay! Yeah, the goosening. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for everything, and have a very good night, day, whatever you are. Okay. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.